In the doorway stood Mr. de la Creme. He was much younger than Tuki's mother. A stained black unitard cut deeply into his flesh. His once powerful muscles sagged. He swept across the room, scooped Miracle up, and spun her around. He closed his left eye, which was made of glass, an unfortunate souvenir of an acrobatic performance gone awry many years ago when he was the incredible Chris Creme-Crobat, and not just Christopher de la Creme.
Gay icon Chris Creme-Crobat.
Lavender marriage. Welcome to the Redirect Podcast. I'm Abigail Freshley.
And I'm Emily Rojas. The Redirect Podcast is the show where we shift the conversation back to books. We discuss themes from some of our favorite books and how those themes show up in our real lived experiences.
On today's episode, we are discussing the first 3 chapters of Modelland by Tyra Banks.
But before we get to that, we would love for you to support the show in a few simple ways if you're enjoying it. First, you can go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave us a 5-star review and let us know how much you love the show.
You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Redirect Podcast. You can follow Emily on all platforms at Emily Rojas Reads, and you can follow me, Abigail, on TikTok at Fabigail11 and on Instagram at FabigailInsta. You can visit us at redirectpodcast.com to search through our media library, shop for merch, or send us a message. And if you really, really love the show, you can share our show with a friend, because sharing our show with a friend is by far the best way to help us grow our community of book-loving nerds.
Totally. And this is a great episode to share because it's,
oh my God,
maybe one of the, this is like saying a lot because even in the past 6 months, I've read a lot of awful things for this show. This might take the cake as one of the worst things I've ever read. This is the worst
thing I've ever read.
Life. Yeah.
Okay. For the uninitiated, what is Modelland by Tyra Banks? And
That's a great question.
How did it re-enter our consciousness?
Modelland is a book written by Tyra Banks that's from 2011, 2012?
2011.
So take yourself back in time to that era. It was Hunger Games. When did the Hunger Games come out? It feels like of that time. Dystopian.
It was a dystopian
young adult.
It's actually...
Yeah. So around the same time as the Hunger Games.
It's published actually as a children's book. It's like a division. I was just looking at the title page because I was like, who published this? And it is text copyright 2011. And it's published in the United States by Della Corte Press, an imprint of Random House Children's Books, a division of Random House Inc. Random House, what are you guys doing? This is I need to know who edited this. I need to know who was her agent. I need to know everything about this.
I'm also understanding that there is a ghostwriter for this book, and I have a lot of questions for that person because we'll get into it. Anyway, the theme song for Modelland, which if you have not heard this, please pause this episode and go look up the theme song. It is the most insane. I hesitate to call it a song, and I hesitate to call this a book, but it gained renewed attention online after a 2026 posting on X referred to it as the worst song of all time, which is how the book has also sort of gone viral again on TikTok and on other social media sites. And here we are. Now we're reading it.
And to be clear, we know that Tyra Banks is kind of a problematic person. I think many people also recently watched the Netflix documentary about America's Next Top Model.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of and Tyra Banks participated in that documentary too. So she basically went on to deny culpability for anything that happened on that show.
Sure.
But yeah, she's a problematic person. I would say don't buy her book, but you're not going to be able to buy it anyway, because this book is almost impossible to get your hands on.
Correct.
There are there's a scant number of copies available in public libraries, but if you want to, digital copies are not available to purchase for your e-reader. To buy a physical copy of this book from Amazon be prepared to spend $1,999.99. That is not a joke. It actually costs that much to order it on Amazon.
Yeah.
So we are reading a pirated copy.
Correct. And feeling no qualms.
And I'm not feeling bad about that at all.
One other note, apparently in the like post-COVID, she opened a Modelland theme park in LA. What a missed opportunity to have gone to that. And it is now since closed, but
okay, wow.
The Modelland lore runs deep is what I'm trying to say. And I don't go ahead.
Yeah. Did you watch America's Next Top Model?
Oh, yes, religiously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mom loved it.
No.
Kelly, if you're listening. I thought your mom watched it.
No, mostly me. Yeah.
Just
I
you,
loved
okay.
it. Yeah.
I too watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really even know what this book is about that much. It's hard. We'll get into it. It's hard to know if our main character here, Tuki de la Creme, is like supposed to be semi-autobiographical.
Yes.
Or Tyra Banks, because you know what? Let's just start.
We have to get into it. Yeah.
We were gonna. So for the real estate, we were going to book club this entire book, but that proved an impossible feat.
Yeah, there's no way.
Because it is A, almost unreadable, but B, there's so much to talk about that it just wouldn't be the longest episode ever. So if you guys like it, we will consider continuing to book club this book, maybe for special followers or members of the Redirect community.
Yeah. This is a test episode, really, because
there are 47 chapters of this book, so it's a big commitment.
Yeah, if we're going to commit to it, we definitely want to know if you guys like this and want to hear more. Yeah. So, yeah.
So give us feedback. If you liked it, let us know.
Okay. I think we should read the entire prologue because I have so much of it highlighted that I think we need to set the stage.
I think, so the beginnings of each chapter have like an italicized intro that is from like the narrator.
Sure.
I guess.
Unidentified narrator.
Yes. I'm kind of taking it to be Tyra herself.
Yeah.
This is like in Tyra's voice. Mm-hmm. Do you want to read it or would you like me to?
I can do it for now. Okay. So this is the prologue. You want to be there. You know you do. Don't lie, darling. I want
DAHLING. Correct. Okay, continue.
It's okay. I know what you're thinking when you look up at that splendorous place atop the mountain. I know what fills you, spurs you on, fuels your dreams. You're obsessed with being chosen. Everyone is. The land you thirst for has loomed at the top of the mountain in Metopia for as long as you can remember. But for most of the year, it's covered in fog, its color changing with each passing day, as if it's a gargantuan mood ring. You begin your morning staring at the fog, longing for the fateful evening when it will turn a golden yellow, and then finally, like a push-up brassiere, lift.
Stop! What is she talking about?
So this is my first time I wrote the note. Oh, Jesus Christ.
To recap.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The land that she thirsts for, there's a splendorous place at the top of the mountain. It hides behind fog. Its color, the fog changes. Like, this is how hard it is for me to interpret what she's even trying to say.
You have to reread.
Go sentence by sentence. Yes. Its color changes with each passing day as if it's a gargantuan mood ring. So the fog is changing color.
Correct.
You begin your morning staring at the fog, longing for the me or Tuki, I don't know.
You.
Longing for the fateful evening when it will turn a golden yellow and then finally like a push-up brassiere.
So, yes.
All right. So that's what we're waiting for the big day the fog will lift.
In the land of Metopia, which is where we are taking place. Oh, how you long for that moment with bated, fresh breath, I hope. For it signifies that the luminescent eye will soon blaze in the sky, bathing the whole world in gold, touching every one of its inhabitants, including you. But darling, it is no ordinary golden light. Once it tickles you, you are suddenly ... transported. You hear
pause. Okay. Okay, keep going.
Oh my God. Okay. You hear the softest of sighs or faintest of giggles in your ear, even if you're standing alone. The once stale air around you becomes both sweet and tart, making your nose tingle and sending a charge of excitement through your brain. The finest silk, the softest velveteen, or the supplest suede will brush your skin, but whatever you thought was touching you is nowhere to be seen. Basking in the light is such a naughty tease, like getting a single lick of the most delicious butter pecan gelato you've ever tasted.
Okay, my question is, why? Just why? There's so many things. Why is it butter pecan gelato?
Yeah, why any of that? Here's the thing. This to me reads like, this is why I'm shocked that there's a ghostwriter, because it reads like a very, like, full disrespect. It reads like a middle school discovers creative writing for the first time, where every sentence is like the most specific metaphor, which is like, sure, great if you're learning how to do descriptive language for the first time, but it's like, actually, what are you talking about? Like, when you're trying to read it and for meaning and to follow the story, it's like, okay, is butter pecan gelato, is that, first of all, is that even a thing? Is it even good? I think of ice cream as being better than gelato, but it's like, okay, gelato's the fancier version of ice cream, so we're going gelato. Like, what is this?
But butter pecan is so not gelato.
Correct.
It's like such an ice cream flavor.
It doesn't make sense.
Whatever. I have to let go of the gelato thing, but when I first read that, it was so distracting.
Yes,
I
everything
just was like,
is.
what?
It's like the push-up brassiere.
You know what? It's giving, honestly, they are written in a similar way to the letters to my future husband.
Yes.
Like, this is giving the quality of letters I wrote in secret as a high schooler.
Exactly.
This isn't good.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Continue. Sorry.
So you have this desire, it's increasing. Okay. You lust to go to this land to become one of the only famous people in the world. Okay, so we're setting the scene. There are no famous people except for the people who live in this land.
You want to go to the land behind the fog on top of the mountain.
Yes, that changes colors here. Okay. You ache to be a 7. A 7-7? How are we? So if you're not reading along, this is the number 7 followed by the word 7 squished together in one word. So it's number 7-7.
I was going to call it just a 7-7.
I was just saying 7. So we'll go 7-7. That makes sense. Okay. But very few ever get the chance. Nevertheless, you and every young girl in the world vie for an opportunity on the day of discovery, otherwise known as T-Dod, which is grander than every global holiday combined.
Every global holiday combined. Oh my God.
Making the delirium even more intense, the land sends 7 talismans called smizes into the world. What an arcane word. Who thought of such a thing? That's where that lost me. I mean, if it hadn't already lost me.
It's capitalized, smize capitalized as if it stands for something.
Correct.
Though we know that smize is just smiling with your eyes.
Yes. It doesn't seem to appear to stand for something in this world either. Okay. These smizes, which boost your odds of being chosen by 91%, are propelled through the world's waterways. Naturally, the week before the day of discovery, bathing, showering, pool use, and even sewer diving increase, threatening a drought. Chance meetings erupt into fisticuffs on occasion. Every girl wants to find a smize, darling. But not nearly as much as you do. You ignore the slim odds and disregard the warnings you've heard since birth, like how it's easier to grow 3 inches in a month than it is to score a spot in the newest class. You turn a deaf ear to the cautionary tales whispered in your hometown and throughout Metopia, in dingy alleys and side streets of Bitter Patter, during shift changes in Shivera, and on assembly lines of Peppertown factories. We're doing a lot of world building.
It's just nonsense.
But wait until you guys find out what those towns are named for. And the insane world that we live in.
By the way, it's going to be in like 50 pages.
We got a lot to get through. Like the rumor that the school often takes inhumane and irreversible disciplinary action. We're just going to throw that in there. Or that certain disposable civilian girls are brought into the land to be tortured and then killed, used as human sacrifices for ungodly experiments and animalistic rituals. Dude. Okay. It's obvious why they torture them, the gossip mongers whisper. Those in the land bathe in civilian blood to maintain their breathtaking beauty. We took a turn here. Goodness gracious, a literal bloodbath, darling. That crimson, I can't read. That crimson elixir must leave a nasty ring around the tub. Okay. And then there's the reality of the pilgrim plague, a form of sadness meets madness that compels unselected hopefuls to embark dadless on an unauthorized pilgrimage to the land.
What?
It's a sickness that comes with a quickness and afflicts the most determined and desperate. And the trek through the land of I'm losing it. Okay. And the trek through the dangerous diabolical divide always ends in dismembering death. Ouch. As a day of discovery dawns, however, you and every young girl around the world tune out the horrifying negatives and concentrate on the glitzy, gaudy, dream come true positive. You dredge up every ounce of self-confidence from deep within. This is my year, you say to yourself, and so does every other girl. They'll choose me for sure. Every girl feels the same way, except one. Tuki de la Creme.
Tuki de la Creme.
And that's the prologue. Okay. Hey, can we go back?
That was all the prologue.
Can we go back to the ungodly experiments and animalistic rituals? Because what?
Wait, where was that?
That's at the end.
Wait, like the rumor that the school often takes inhumane and irreversible discipline action, or that certain disposable civilian girls are brought to the land to be tortured and then killed, used as human sacrifices for ungodly experiments. This is what happens. This is the rumor about what happens behind the fog. It's obvious why they torture them. The gossip mongers whispered, those in the land bathe in civilian blood to maintain their breathtaking beauty. Wow, there's a lot here. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to unpack here. Unfortunately, we have literally no context for what any of this means. No. It's just meaningless words with no explanation.
Correct. And
that's how we enter chapter 1.
It's definitely like amateurish and the worst possible way to do world building, by doing like a fake omniscient narrator explaining the world to the person reading, which is basically how the rest of the text reads, even when you're out of this narration portion and you get into Tuki's POV. She continues to like explain the world to herself, like, oh yeah, that's why that is that way. And it's like, okay, sure, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, dude. I don't want to just read the entire book to everybody, but I also highlighted that I had to read the intro to
You do.
TOOK.
Yes.
In chapter 1.
T space O space OKE. And I thought this was this concerned me because I was like, is this a typo? Because I pirated this, but it actually is intentional, and we'll explain why when we get to that scene. So yes, yeah. I think you should read the intro.
We won't read the whole freaking book to you, but I have to read this.
These narrator parts really are so good. Yes.
This really sets up who our hero, Tuki de la Creme, is. Okay. Have you ever seen her? The girl whose face not even the meanest person you know would describe as yuck, but who you'd never in a million, no, a trillion years, describe as alluring either. The girl whose eyes are 3 centimeters too far apart and whose mouth is 4 centimeters too wide. Not that you'd break out a ruler, but when you look at her, it's enough to make you say that something is definitely off. Come on. You've seen her. She's a girl whose hair has multiple personality disorder and can't decide if it's supposed to be quasi-curly, silky straight, frantic frizzy, or wet and wavy, or maybe a power to the people fro. So what do you imagine her hair looks like based on this description?
Well, my actual imagination, and this does happen in a scene later, which is where she walks outside and it like instantly poofs up, and then she like has some spray on it, and then she like calms it down. I imagine she's just fighting against her natural curly hair. That's what I'm understanding. And it's
then why is it also silky straight?
Yeah, that's confusing. It has multiple personality disorder.
When I read this, I thought it was like weird Barbie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
That's kind of what I was imagining.
All of them.
Okay.
Yes.
The girl whose body is a contradiction of itself. Here we go. Everyone buckle in. A slightly hunched back from years of poor posture, one must presume. Feet the size of snowshoes. And stick figure arms and legs so fragile, you think you hear them screaming, "Feed me an entire grilled cow now." The girl with the humongous punch bowl sized head with a forehead that goes on and on and on, making her look like the weight of her cranium will topple her over and break her into 1,000 pieces. Mm-hmm. And not only is her clothing painfully mismatched, so are her eyes, darling. You heard me right. She has one green eye and one brown one. That's not even that crazy.
No.
Have you ever seen Tuki de la Creme? I bet you have. Maybe you've even met her. You just don't remember her. No one ever does. I'll get to that in a second. For as unusual looking as she was, Tuki was a forget-a-girl, one of the most forgettable girls in the entire world, but maybe not for long. If I saw a human being that looked like that,
I guarantee you, I would not forget her.
I would. A human with a punch bowl-sized head.
Yeah, correct.
I'm not forgetting. Snowshoe-sized feet.
Yes, but stick-thin arms and legs. Giant head. Stick-thin arms and legs.
Gumby arms and legs.
Multiple personality disorder hair.
Weird Barbie hair and snowshoe feet. And then also she has heterochromia.
Yeah. I would remember her. My understanding is this is clearly the most self-deprecating version of Tyra Banks describing herself.
Which is an insult to
crazy,
actual ugly people everywhere.
That too. That as well. Yes.
I take exception. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I have never one day in my life fit the beauty standard.
Correct.
And I will not shed a tear over a conventionally attractive woman who is like, I'm so ugly. My forehead is so
I'm a supermodel. I have a big forehead. Like, okay.
You're literally a supermodel. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
So that's Tuki, which also was a crazy, insane name. So that's our intro to Tuki.
Tuki de la Creme.
Would you like to continue taking us through chapter 1?
Yeah.
So where do we find Tuki?
We find Tuki in she's laying on the floor. She's splayed on her back on the hallway floor of her school. And the school is called the Bangle, Bauble, and Bead Institute, or B3.
Correct.
Everything in this book has an abbreviation pretty much. So
yes. It's hard to remember, but yes.
B3. The school is called the Bangle, Bauble, and Bead Institute because it was converted from a factory. So in this world, I don't even know what their world is called.
Metopia.
But Metopia. In Metopia, there is like randomly a factory for like every item that you can
Correct.
And they don't consolidate the items that are like, they have a toe ring factory that comes up later. It's only for toe rings.
Yeah.
No other jewelry, just toe rings. So there's like it's a big industry town. I don't know if they're exporting these goods to like Utopia. I don't know who's buying all this shit. But anyways, this is a Bangle, Bauble, and Bead used to be a factory. They converted into a school, but like they didn't do a good job outfitting it as a school.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like unhygienic circumstances. There's like lots of weird smells. There's like a PA system that isn't good. It's like cold and dark and drafty. Like think like Triangle Waist Shirt Factory kind of.
Yeah. There's like the factory bell still rings when they used to have like their lunch breaks and shift changes and everything. Yeah.
Right. So that's like the vibe.
Yeah.
And Tuki is she has this kind of form of protest that she's doing. And it's called what's it called? T-Splot or
sure.
Hold on. Okay, I'll scroll down to the name of it in a second. But basically, she's laying on the ground, enjoying a snack. And it's important to know that her gangly legs shot out at odd angles, and as though she'd fallen from a 6-story building. Her enormous feet pointed straight up. An internal clock counted down the time in perfect cadence. So she's counting down in her head, waiting for the bell to ring.
Yeah.
And as she's waiting, she's holding a can of whipped cream. And although she's squirting it straight into her mouth, somehow, inexplicably, maybe because she has a punch bowl sized head, she keeps missing her mouth. So there's just whipped cream squirting all over her body and her face. It's dripping down her chin.
Yeah.
And it's just really kind of grotesque.
It's very viscerally described.
It's gross. And like, yeah. So you're like, oh, how are you out here, Tukey? Basically, she's like invisible to everyone else. Like nobody notices her or sees her, so she can like skip class. No one notices when she's not around. Her teacher doesn't notice that like Gumby with a punch bowl on her head is like leaving class. So whatever. The bell rings. Everyone goes, and they're all just kind of like walking over her. Literally, no one is like, they don't see her. So she's wearing like an invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
She describes the way that the building is like the sound of the fans, the way that like air sounds and smells coming out of the vents. And this is where we meet a couple of characters. First is her sister, who is named Miracle, Myracle. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Miracle?
Yes, because I highlighted a description of her. Okay. Her sister, first of all, is a moron. This is how she's described. She's very pretty, but very stupid. Beyond her looks and fancy flights of footwork, what was most disturbing to Tukey about the Miracle, as Tukey's mother called her, was not that she was Tukey's younger sister. The most disturbing fact was that the Miracle was distinctly, indisputably, flat out, ... dense. As dumb as a lobotomized turkey, and turkeys were said to raise their heads to the sky during rainstorms and drown themselves. Oh, Tukey tried to give her sister the benefit of the doubt. Miracle had memorized every intricate dance step of the 22 verses of the Shavira Shuffle, after all, and at least she understood the concept of DNA, even if she got the pronunciation wrong. But in all honesty, Miracle wasn't the brightest tube of lipstick in the caddy.
Right. So we are introduced to Miracle. She's like, you're not my sister. You're not my DNA.
Yeah.
She's like, not saying it right, whatever. And Miracle is like mixed up in this horde of young women who are all like clucking and talking about T-Dod, the day of discovery coming up, and how they're all looking for these smizes. Yes. So we don't really know what a smize is. It has not been described to us, but presumably it's an object or some sort of token that you find in water. It has to come through a faucet or in the sewer system or in a lake or something like that. And it boosts your chance of being chosen at T-Dod by 91%. So everyone's like freaking out about it. And that's all the hubbub. Everyone's talking about what looks are going to be in at T-Dod.
Yeah.
If tattoos are going to be in. And it's like, people, it's kind of like the Capitol and the Hunger Games. Like people are dressed really weird. There's one girl who has like really long hair, but she also grows long hair for armpits.
Yes. I mean, you know.
Right, but like really long. Like,
yeah.
Like as long as your head.
Yes.
So she just continues lying on the ground. Everyone's
we get
like
a few other
classes.
names here for no reason. I don't actually think these characters are important, but I think it's relevant to know that we're briefly introduced to Ariella Bertona, Tatiana Sharone, Jason Milano, and also the fact that they refer to the school as B4 as sort of a joke that stands for bile, barf, belches, and butt bombs because it makes so many noises and has so much like gross vestiges of its former
ChatGPT could never write this.
Correct. And that's what we need to celebrate, the marvel of human ingenuity, because ChatGPT could not come up with this. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So then Tukey is like sad and she's like, okay, I know what I need to do. I need to like get out my journal. So Tukey sighed and reached for a small, thick yellow book wedged under her lower back. It wasn't just any regular yellow, but the color of a taxi cab that had been freshly painted and spit polished. And it wasn't just any regular book, but a collection of letters Tukey had written to people she'd encountered throughout her life. Not that she would ever dare send them. Here we go. Yeah. She called this book T-Mail Jail. Now, I'm sure that rang some bells because famously on America's Next Top Model, it's Tyra Mail.
Yeah.
Tukey found it ironic that the book's initials, TMJ, also stood for an ailment that impaired a person's ability to open her mouth.
So stupid.
What the fuck? The front cover displayed Tukey's first name, handwritten in beautiful calligraphy. The spine of T-Mail Jail read, "Don't keep out." What? The back cover urged, "Invade my privacy, please." If one were inclined to follow these instructions, the inside cover challenged, "I dare you to turn the page." but no one dared or cared. And so she gets out her thing and she's going to write a letter to her like one friend in the world, Lizzie.
Yeah. Whoa. By the way,
who hasn't been at school, I guess.
It's just casually dropped in somewhere around this point that Tukey knows 28 languages.
Oh, yeah.
She speaks nearly every language in the world.
Yeah.
By the way, like, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's deciding as she's writing in her journal which language she's going to write in. She's like, oh, I guess I'll write this in English.
There's like all these like ridiculous languages.
Yes.
So this is something I can't glaze over because this is a really important acronym. In her note to Lizzie, she says, "Dear Lizzie, it's day 39 of my great SPLD campaign, and everyone is still ignoring me." SPLD stood for Silent Protest by Lying Down. Tukey pronounced it spilled. As an oblivious classmate almost whacked Tukey's head with a rusty fencing épée, Tukey licked the tip of her pen, gripped it in her right hand, and continued to write. So she wrote, skipping ahead, she wrote to Lizzie, "It hurts, and it hurts that you can't be here, and I can't tell you this for real. It hurts, too, that you disappeared for weeks, and I have no idea where you've gone. Girl, you're my only friend. Can you at least tell me where you've been?" Anyway, everyone is caught up in the day of discovery happening this weekend. But even if they weren't caught up in all this hoopla for the coming event, they still wouldn't see me. Perhaps I don't want them to notice me. I mean, this is spooled number 39. Why not go for the world record? Anyways, she keeps writing. She signs it Tukey, and you see it in her handwriting. But over the I, she dots the I with a tiny little FG. And what does FG stand for?
Forget it, girl.
Forget it, girl. Oh, and here's the languages. Okay, in every page of her notebook, she writes in a different color pen. Mm-hmm. Every color represented a different language. Flamingo pink for Gaudian, Cabernet grape for Très Jolie, Mandarin orange for Bay Jangle, and skyscaper Dre for Calorian, the language spoken in the distant land of Sans Calor.
It's crazy.
Oh my god. Okay. So she continues her spilled. She's on the floor. She's on the floor writing a letter to Lizzie while everyone's classes. And who walks up to her, Emily?
The one, the only, Theophilus Lovelaces, the most beautiful boy in all the school. Theophilus, isn't he's class president, or he's running for re-election as class president, and he's Tukey's like one true love, because he's the only person also. Not only is he beautiful and like popular, but he's the only person in the entire school who's ever like briefly noticed her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and he has these pins for his campaign that say like "Vote for Love."
Yes, they say "Vote for Love."
It's very heavy-handed,
Theophilus
metaphor.
Lovelaces.
Also, to just point out, it's like God's love is basically what his name is.
Yes,
like Theophilus Lovelaces. It's like the love of God.
Correct.
Okay, so there's a little. We're starting to toe into like a light amount of religious allegory.
Sure, why not? Theophilus also is in a relationship with the most popular girl in school, whose name is Zarpeza, who is like a mean, like you can imagine. And my notes here were golden boy with psycho girlfriend trope is so tired. I mean, what should I expect from a book that has started in this way? But it gets me every time where I'm like, okay, well, he can't be that good of a guy if he's dating this like evil, like
horrible person.
But apparently he is. He's Theophilus, so we love Theophilus.
So we get like the skinny about what's her name, Zarpeza. They call her Zar for short. Mm-hmm. She's basically like, "Oh my god, I made you this golden crested campaign sign." Blah 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 blah. She's supposed to be rich, popular, doesn't like Tukey, whatever. And this is when we get introduced to Abigail Good, who wore super thick, long, wavy black hair with pride even from her armpits. Just
amazing.
Casually.
Oh, this is the Theophilus description. Sorry.
Yeah.
She like fell down and she's like concussed, but she doesn't stop her from noticing his imperfectly perfect features: sun-kissed, tightly curled hair, a left cheekbone that was sharper and more defined than the right, and sympathetic golden brown eyes, the exact color of 2 salted caramels, Tukey's favorite candy. He wore a camel-colored suit of the finest fabric, an indication of his family's prestige. They were the wealthiest of all of Metopia. And yet, he didn't carry himself with an air of privilege or self-righteousness. In fact, he chose to attend B3 over a private school in his own neighborhood because he wanted to be among the regular people.
Oh my God.
I hate this guy, by the way. Oh, I lost my headphones.
So, yeah. So his like button falls off and it goes on this journey. She's like chasing it down the hallway. And somehow the letters on the button, some of them fall off. Some of them get rearranged. Somehow a V turns into a K inexplicably.
Don't question that.
And on what's left when she picks it up is T space O space O-K-E. And she's like, it's me.
Yeah.
And she says this to him. He stares at her and he's like, you find what you're looking for?
By the way, she's now covered in trash because in order to find this button that she was chasing down the hallway, she had to dig through the trash can.
Oh
and so she's covered in trash and he says, did you find what you're looking for? And then Zarpeza Zarianu? How are we saying this? Zariano? Zarion and Eaux. Zarpeza Zariano strolled. She has long, single-textured, bone-straight auburn hair, flawless skin that didn't need an ounce of concealer, eyelashes that required not a stroke of mascara, and a tall, lean body kissed with subtle curves. She made every head in the B3 hall whip in her direction. So she comes back and finds Theophilus.
And she's like, Theophilus, aren't you coming?
Yes.
Like that kind of beat.
Yes.
And then she's just like, Tuki just sits there and she's like, one day I'll be remembered and she'll be forgotten. And
and she's doing the girl crush song. One day I want to kiss him. She has her lips on him, but it will be me one day.
Exactly.
And I'm going to be remembered. But
and then that's how we transition into chapter 2.
Yeah. Great call on only doing the first 2 chapters because we are at 40 minutes.
How are you feeling so far?
I'm feeling amazing to be able to talk about this because just imagine reading this in a bubble and not being able to unpack it.
I wouldn't. If it was not for this podcast, I would not be reading it at all.
Yes, correct.
So I think the next 2 chapters will hopefully go a little faster since we will be meeting less new characters, but we will still be meeting some new characters.
Correct. So some incredible new characters.
Really incredible.
Yes.
Emily, would you like to read the shorter this time?
Much shorter. Yes.
Narrator's italicized intro?
Chapter 2, Exodus. Oh, the smell! The dreadful smell! Poor Tuki, covered in the wretched decay of other people's refuse. How I wish I could hand her a pair of loofahmits, or offer her a scalding bath with the essential oils of eucalyptus, bergamot, and lang lang, with 3 boxes of baking soda, a gallon of laundry detergent, 12 capfuls of all-purpose bleach, 2 squirts of antibacterial hand soap, and a dash of ammonia. Hey, this narrator's trying to kill you, Tuki. Don't bathe in bleach.
Get off.
Oh, darling, I can feel the burn now. But you know what they say, ... No pain, no removal of funk stain. Okay.
Wow.
So, yes, she's leaving her last... Yeah.
Yeah, school's letting out.
Her last class of the day is autology, which teaches students to look inside themselves to determine what kind of factory work best suits them. So that's the world we're living
Giving
in.
Hunger Games.
Like, yes. Yes.
What? Shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
Would you like to work in the button factory or the toe ring factory? What factory would you work in if you had to work in this hyper-specific accessory factory?
I think I would want to work in a factory that makes those little clips that like click, click, the little like barrettes that.
Oh,
snap.
barrettes.
Yeah. I would want to work in a barrette factory, I guess. What about you?
Nice.
I would be clicking those things all day.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Something like I don't want to work in really any factory.
Yeah, I'm good. One factory work.
I saw like a TikTok recently of a guy who does like leather crafting, and he was like making a bag. I think something like this, the cutting of the leather and the printing of the leather,
like embroidery,
very satisfying.
Yeah.
So
okay,
do that. Okay, back to this. So she's leaving her last class. over the intercom, the principal is like, hey, we shut up all water due to heightened misuse because of you guys all being obsessed with smizes. I guess this is a reminder.
Yes.
There's this token that if you find it, it can really up your chances on T-Dod. So she's heading home.
And Tuki's covered in trash, so she can't even clean off. Yes. Then
right,
she's
disgusting.
heading home. Mm-hmm.
So she like wipes herself down. She has some wipes in her locker, blah, blah, blah.
Her locker, by the way, used to be a dumbwaiter from the old factory. And nobody gave her a locker, so she just had to make this her locker, basically.
But good thing but no one cares about her or is trying to get into her dumbwaiter, which is a great thing because in it she has selected she saved some snacks for herself, including her after school snack, which she selected from her dumbwaiter, which is a canister of strawberry flavored whipped cream. She's really obsessed with
whipped cream.
The bottle.
It says Tuki was always hungry, so she liked to have an arsenal of food on hand. This is in her locker. There were buttermilk biscuits, plastic containers of sausage gravy, vanilla sandwich cookies, every condiment from spicy ketchup to Dijon mustard to mesquite honey and chipotle barbecue sauces, her favorites. So she likes every food except chocolate because one time she ate so much chocolate that she threw up.
Oh, and her mom made her throw up in the car. So yeah, we're also getting a little taste of
eating disorder.
Mr. and Mrs. De La Creme, who are bad people.
Yes. Okay.
So now we're getting kind of a descriptor of Peppertown, which is the quadrant of the city that Tuki lives in and that B3 is located in.
Yeah.
So we get a little description of Metopia. So Metopia was split into 4 quadrants, each its own weather system. There was frigid Shivera, tempestuous Pitter Patter, lovely Ladorno. Only the elite lived here, and it was where T-Dod was always held. And finally, sweltering Peppertown, as hot as you guessed it, a Scotch bonnet. That's where Tuki lived and where B3 stood.
I know you guys were thinking it. Hot as a Scotch bonnet. And I'm always saying that. Yeah. It's like Zootopia.
And how big are these quadrants and how do they have such crazy micro ecosystems? I don't know.
Who knows? But they seem to be kind of close to each other because it's like
they
described
all butt
as
up
like
against each other.
Yeah, like she mentions like walking from one to the other at some point. So yes.
So it's basically like the Old West. Like all the plants are shriveled up.
Yeah.
There's like tumbleweeds. The sun is scorching. It's like inhospitable to human life, basically.
Like literally, they can't be outside for more than a few minutes.
Yes. Let's see. The sun's wrath determined Peppertown's landscape as well. The leaves on the trees were crisp and brown. No birds nestled in nooks or branches. No butterflies fluttered by. And not even the tiniest insect scuttled past on the sidewalk. And you didn't dare touch the sidewalk in Peppertown. It would burn your fingertips off. And then she says, a man in a bowler hat weakly and uselessly fanned his face with a copy of Peppertown Press, wet ink staining his sweaty palms. And she says an eggplant-shaped woman stepped out of a toe ring factory. Before she could clap a sun hat on her head, her skin had turned an angry red.
Yeah.
So immediate sunburn.
Hell. Yeah.
Tough luck for you if you work at the toe ring.
On the cover, too, of the newspaper that's staining this guy's hands, there's a headline that says Baroness still on the run, which comes up again later, but it's unclear to me to this point through chapter 3. It's obvious that this will have something to come into play, but it's unclear why. So just know there's a Baroness on the run. That's important.
Remember that.
Probably. Oh, she had been running a Yonzi scheme, which I assume is kind of like a Ponzi scheme. And then she ran away. Yeah. So she is walking down the road. She overhears a conversation that Zara is having about her amazing house and T-Dod. Mm-hmm. And there's also missing there's signs everywhere about where is CL? Is that how you would pronounce that? I guess.
It's CI. And then what do you call that wavy dash?
Yeah, like a dash. Like a wavy dash.
It's like a wavy one.
Yeah.
And then capital L.
Yes. Yes. And she's one of the 7.
Oh, it's pronounced CL. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, she's one of the 7 who has now gone, like she was like the most famous one who was in all the like ad campaigns. Yeah. And now all of a sudden she's like they've been told like she can't appear in anymore, and nobody has seen her, and who knows what happened to her. So that seems important as well.
Right. So we got the Duchess, or is it
Baroness
Duchess?
is on the Baroness.
Baroness is on the run.
And CL is missing.
CL is missing. Okay.
Yes.
And so, also at some point, Tukey sees her reflection in the mirror, just to remind you how fucking ugly she is. She approached the sunglasses factory, whose facade was made of long sheets of glass. Her image swam into the reflection, and she winced. She still had that 4, no, 5, no, 6 head, the slightly too small weak chin, the multiple personality disorder hair, and the woolly caterpillar eyebrows. Her eyes still spread wide like an antelope's, one the color of dirt, the other of snot. Yep, same old Tukey, different day.
I need like a police sketch artist to draw what Tukey would look like based on the descriptions in this book, please. If you're out there, please get to work on that.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to Google really quick. Tukey de la Creme fan art. Let's see. It's taking Google a long time to think.
Huh.
Oh, you know what? Oh. Okay. Some of the fan art I think is like more forgiving than what I've been imagining.
Correct.
But it's still not great.
Yeah.
Okay. So she turns a corner, and who does she see? But
Lizzie. Lizzie's home.
Lizzie, the person who she was writing the letters to.
Who had been missing for weeks. Inexplicably. Yes. This is Lizzie's house, by the way. It's a tree, by the way. And it says, nestled in the top branches was a tree cottage of sorts, with piles and piles of clothes inside, nurses' uniforms and firemen's boots and mechanics' jumpsuits, bags of scones and jugs of water sat in the corner. A twin mattress, who knew how Lizzie had dragged it up there, sat in the middle, shaded by heavy branches. This is where Lizzie lived, alone. So yes, and Lizzie is finally there.
And we find out some lore about Lizzie.
Yes.
Which is that she's wearing like a uniform, basically, like a hospital gown type thing, and like scrubs.
Yes.
From like a mental hospital.
Correct. Yes.
And so she has occasionally takes these stays in like mental hospitals.
Yeah.
And then breaks out. And this is just kind of like a pattern of hers. And she doesn't want to talk about it.
Correct. Also,
so
just like
also going on.
Like in a chill way, she does engage in regular self-harm that is pretty graphically described. So just, know that.
Yeah, just like out of nowhere in the middle of a conversation.
Correct. Yeah. But she's like clearly tortured. She's seen something. She's very paranoid. She's like, someone's following me. And Tukey's like, girl, whatever.
And like, we're probably going to find out more about this
I'm
later.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But while she's there, while they're hanging out, like Tukey is recapping her day, and she's talking about how mean Zara is. And she's like, wait, I have to show you something. And so they go, and like a couple blocks away, they look over this fence. And then we see Zarpeza and her whole family wearing masks and dumpster diving for food. Yeah. So we're led to believe this whole like family money, riches thing is all kind of a farce.
Fake news. Yeah.
So there's more of that. They're kind of just talking. They're talking about what they want to do. Like their big dream in life is that they're going to open a factory on the beach. So in their wildest dream, they're still going to be doing fashion manufacturing. In a factory,
but at least it'll be on a beach and not in Peppertown where they're going to die for being outside. Yeah.
This part was kind of hard to get through. I thought it was kind of boring.
Yeah. Then Lizzie starts freaking out of nowhere. And she's like, tell them to stop. They always say it won't hurt, but it does. I can take it when they hurt me, but when they hurt Robin, I feel it more. And Tukey's like, girl, who's Robin? And then that's when she starts hurting herself. Also, Tukey sees like fresh scars on her. And she's like, don't stop. And she says, it hurts so much. It feels better when I do this. And Tukey's like, what's going on? And Lizzie says, it's better if you don't know. And then blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's kind of it. She's screaming. And she said, try not to think about where I disappear to, Tukey. Think about Exodus instead, sleeping on the beach every night. Exodus is like their great plan. Yeah. So. And then it's like casual, like, workers' rights because she's like, in our factories, the workers would be part owners, so we would treat them with respect. and then Tuki's like, yeah, and Theophilus is going to be our mayor. Yeah.
And then it's like casually, like they go their separate ways. Tuki runs off, Lizzie runs off, and it's just casually mentioned that like Lizzie is running with another sharp rock, like she's going to continue self-harming.
Yeah, that's it. And Tuki's like, okay, well, that's just
in
her.
A children's book, by the way, a children's book.
Okay, we've made it to chapter 3.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so chapter 3 is titled Data. Would you like to read the narrator's voiceover?
3434 Pepper Lane, the home of Tuki de la Creme. Ah, the de la Creme residence, a splendiferous, luxurious palazzo of a dwelling with a marble facade, grand archways and columns, wrought iron balconies at its second-floor bedrooms, and a fountain in the center of the yard, complete with a nude male statue with rippling musculature. Truly glorious, the creme of the de la cremes. We all wish we could abide in such a grand abode. But be careful what you wish for, darling. All that glitters is sometimes gold-plated. What's that? There, in the corner. In the foundation near the koi pond and the bird bath made of bronze, that zigzagging line shaped like a witch's profile. Is that a crack? And next to that, and there, next to that crack, that silvery mass crisscrossed on the stucco. That can't possibly be duct tape. Watch your head! Did a chunk of slate just fall off the roof? Surely your smoky eyes have deceived you. Surely those patterns or fissures in the foundation are just decorative elements. The de la Cremes have nothing to hide. Or do they? Believe me, they do.
You know what it came to me like a revelation?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, okay, this book was published in 2011.
Yeah.
This is like poor man's Gossip Girl. Isn't this giving like, you love me, XOXO Gossip Girl? I think that this is like the narrator's overview is like a direct ripoff of Gossip Girl.
And it's also like Tyra Mail.
and Tyra Mail.
It's like setting this, it's like mysteriously setting. Yeah. So we're at the De La Creme residence. The De La Cremes, I'm obsessed with them, by the way. I'm obsessed with Mr. and Mrs. De La Creme.
Me too.
Best characters.
Crazy.
They're insane.
This is a lot going on. So first of all, there is a staircase there's 7 stairs that lead up to the front door. And there's a crooked third step.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's all 777. Again, religious iconography. I feel like this Jesus thing is really coming through. Okay. So she goes inside and she sees a package, and this is how we're introduced to Creamy de la Creme. It's her mother. And she makes her kids call her Creamy.
Correct. She doesn't go by mom.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
She also keeps the thermostat at almost sub-zero temperatures. I really need to know how much of an exaggeration that is. But yes, because it's so cold or so hot in Peppertown, she keeps the house very cold, and she says people are fresher when they're cold. Also, when she walks inside, her mom is running every single faucet.
Because her mom is looking for smizes.
For a miracle. Yes.
So we find Creamy de la Creme having a panic attack because some of the bananas have spots on them. So there's we're getting this picture that they are performing wealth, but maybe in actuality, they don't actually have, they aren't actually that wealthy because the house is kind of falling apart a little bit, but everything inside is very pristine. So all the things they have are very nice, but the home is not really of that great of quality.
Her mom is also holding Bellissima, a lifelike baby doll dressed in a multi-layered butter yellow dress with lace trim, complete with a pacifier in her mouth. Bellissima was Mrs. De La Creme's favorite doll from her extensive collection. Don't really get more information on that. It's just dropped in.
There's no follow-up. Miss Creamy de la Creme would be one of those, what are those hyper-realistic baby dolls on TikTok?
Oh, yeah. The reborn dolls. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she would be a reborn.
Yes.
She'd be like one of those people taking her reborn doll through TSA. Okay.
Yes.
So here's a description of Creamy de la Creme. Today, Mrs. de la Creme, or Creamy, as she insisted everyone call her, including her children, wore a perfectly tailored white one-piece pantsuit with dramatically pointed shoulder pads and a cinched belt to accentuate her small waist. A badge hanging around her neck said regional manager, followed by the logo for a Perfecta Fecta, the beauty department store for which she worked. It was a very good job for a Metopian, a million steps above working at a factory. So she kind of sees herself as above the other Metopians.
Yes. Yes.
But when you take a closer look, thick makeup clumped heavily in the permanent lines on and around her mouth. Deep crow's feet fanned out from the corners of her eyes all the way to her ears. Even her nose was covered in wrinkles. Tukey hoped that whatever her mother's affliction wasn't hereditary. Damn.
Crazy.
Okay, so there's water going everywhere. She goes to turn off the sink faucet. She's like, "Don't you dare. We need to find Smizes. It's almost T-Dot."
Yeah.
And then we see
there's a news report that says 4 devices have been found. A gang of hooligan females spotted the device floating in the condemned swimming pool in pitter-patter today. They rushed the barbed wire fence and dove into the murky, stagnant, unfit for human contact water. An underwater riot broke out, severely injuring 3 girls. One is in critical condition at Shivera Hospital. But then one of the girls got a spy, so it's okay.
So it all worked out.
Yeah. So 4 found and 7. So there's 3 more left, basically. We know that.
And then following that story on the news is an update about Seeley, who we saw the posters for in chapter 2. Mm-hmm. There's still no word on what happened to the world's most famous Intoxabella, Seeley. The anchor said the official word is that she's gone on hiatus, but rumors have surfaced that something darker has happened to her. Abduction, an airborne terminal illness, a mental breakdown. Keep in mind, this is a woman who's been very forthcoming about how her childhood was spent in a place without a single mirror.
Just throw that in there. What the hell?
One can only assume how that might psychologically impact a person as they reach adulthood, but let's pray that our formidable 777 is soon on the mend. So again, a lot more stuff that we just have no idea how to interpret.
Yes. And then her mom just breaks into applause and Miracle enters the house with her best friend, Brian. Who has the most only normal name so far.
Miracle and Brian. We have Zarpeza, Theophilus,
Tukey, and then Brian.
Creamy.
and Miracle also is regularly described as like dancing or pirouetting. Like she doesn't walk. She like leaps into the room. So yes, she's graceful. Yes, and then Miracle twirls in and does some hip rolls and knee dips, and then Miracle and Brian slid to the floor with their arms spread out as Miracle exclaimed, "Da-ta!"
And then it's like, that's how stupid she is.
Creamy's like, "Baby, it's not da-ta, it's ta-da." And then they get into a fight because her mom's like, "You need to practice your model walk." And Miracle's like, "But I like to dance, Mom." Like, it's a very Troy Bolton thing going on here.
Right. Like, dancing will help me with my T-Dot chances.
Yeah.
And so then we get introduced to maybe my favorite character so far, who is Mr. De La Creme. So at mid-argument about the dancing and like the merits of dancing, we hear from another room a booming voice that says, "So my baby girl wants to be a professional dancer like her daddy." And I thought your routine was fantastic. In the doorway stood Mr. De La Creme. He was much younger than Tukey's mother. A stained black unitard cut deeply into his flesh. His once powerful muscles sagged. He swept across the room, scooped Miracle up, and spun her around. He closed his left eye, which was made of glass, an unfortunate souvenir of an acrobatic performance gone awry many years ago when he was the incredible Chris Cremcrobat, and not just Christopher De La Creme.
Gay icon Chris Cremcrobat.
Lavender Marriage.
The much younger Mr. De La Creme. I love him. He's an icon.
Black unitard cutting into his saggy muscles.
I love this man.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Then Mr. and Mrs. De La Creme get into a fight because Creamy is criticizing Miracle's hair. She says she needs a haircut. Mr. De La Creme shot his wife an icy glare. Woman, how stupid do you think I am? You just want to get her to that damn salon so you can do whatever you do with Perry while Miracle is under the dryer. I see how you look at him. Mrs. De La Creme thrust her nose in the air. How dare you insult me and accuse me in such filth? And who are you, Mr. One-Eyed ex-circus star who spends his nights boozing? Mr. De La Creme roared back. At least I don't cheat on your old... And then they get cut off by Miracle saying, stop fighting.
And so they're all like taking up with each other, having this ridiculous fight. No one, per usual, is paying attention to Tukey, who is propped up against the counter in the corner of the room, eating baby gherkins.
Correct.
Snack. Cool.
So far, the only nutrition she's gotten is regular whipped cream, strawberry whipped cream, and baby gherkins. That's a well-balanced diet. Okay. In the background, there's like another. Her mom's talking about the Baroness. They're irrelevant, you know.
Right. So we're reminded of that. So Tukey's mom is like, Tukey, make me some tea.
Yeah.
And she's like, we don't even like tea, but her mom is like, make me some tea on principle, or I don't know. So she goes to make tea. She goes to fill the tea kettle, and in the process of making the tea, she sees a yellowish bubble come out of the faucet. And so she kind of just ignores it because she's like, oh, we have broken water filters. Like, it's probably nothing. She gets serves the tea to her mom.
Yeah.
Yes. Turns back around, and the small yellow bubble began to expand, filling half of the kitchen sink. Then it changed color from spicy red to soothing blue to emerald green, and finally to a plethora of yellows. It was strangely beautiful. Tukey carefully picked up the bubble with her hands, and then before her eyes, the bubble flattened itself and transformed into cellophane thin, golden cat's eye sunglasses without the frames. Oh, Miracle screamed, staring at Tukey. Look! Mrs. De La Creme noticed it too and dropped the teacup from her hand. It crashed on the floor. Could it be? Our ship has come in, Mr. De La Creme exclaimed. Tukey looked from her sister Miracle to the true miracle that had taken shape in her hands. A smize. A smize.
In chapter 3. Okay.
Wow.
It's like we knew the smize was coming, obviously, because we understand that that's where this is going. But she got the smize, and what will happen next? And now her chances are increased by 91%.
If they let her keep it. I don't know if they're going to make her give it to Miracle.
I know. So that could be interesting. It could be interesting. Like, how does that work? How does one prove, like, because what's stopping you from finding a smize and then someone killing you to take the smize from you? Because it seems like that would happen. So, like, what are the rules on claiming a smize? Also, I was not expecting a smize to be what is actually the cover of this book.
Which is like an eye,
it's like
right?
An eye, yeah, like a cat eye with this like gold over it, like where a smoky eye would be. It's just gold.
Let's see.
But that's what a smize is. So very interesting. That's literally the first 3 of what did you say? 48 chapters.
47.
So God only knows what else is going to happen. I do kind of want to finish. Like, I'm going to Google what's going to happen, you know, if you guys don't want us to keep reading it. No, I'm saying if you guys don't want us to keep reading it. But if you do want us to read it, let us know. Because I'm so curious what is going to happen.
Real about it. Because we won't keep doing it unless you want us to. But we had to satisfy our curiosity a little bit and know.
Let me recenter myself. Wow. That's it. I have nothing else to say. But except for Mr. De La Creme icon. I like Miracle too, actually. Low key. She's dumb. But her heart's in the right place. Like, she's not trying to be evil. Creamy, not a fan. Theophilius, not a fan.
Mr. De La Creme. Oh my
Lizzie,
God,
I have a lot of questions about. Kind of would not recommend being friends with her.
I would be like, yeah, Tukey, I don't know. I know you don't really have any friends, but maybe not Lizzie.
Maybe not this one. She seems insane. So, wow. That was really cathartic. Okay. Any closing thoughts before we go on to recent reads?
No. Yeah, maybe like a week post release of this episode, we can release a poll or something and be like, do you guys
should we continue?
Yeah. Doing this.
Okay. So keep an eye out.
Let us know.
Go on Redirect Podcast on Instagram and
DM us, comment on our post. You could leave a review about this episode.
Yeah.
But really genuinely.
Or redirectpodcast.com where you can contact us directly.
Exactly.
And shop our merch. And look at our back catalog. Okay.
Okay. What have you read recently?
A lot. And I'm really excited about all of it.
Okay. It's inspiring too.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay. They're all good, so I have no order to go in. These are all great reads. Okay. First, I read one of Cat Sebastian's books, Two Rogues Make a Right.
Okay. Was it good?
So good. What did I come to expect? This book, so it is the third book in a series, but my book doesn't have the first, or my library doesn't have the first two. So I did feel like maybe I was missing some context, possibly, for this, but it's like a interconnected standalone, so like you can definitely read this on its own, but
okay.
Yeah. Anyways, this follows Will and Martin, and they are like childhood best friends. Martin like was really wealthy. His dad had like an estate, and Will's family worked for Martin's family. And so yeah, they were childhood friends, and then through a series of events, Will had to go out to sea. He went through some trauma, some light torture at sea. He comes home, and when he comes home, he like Martin hasn't been writing to him. And he's like, what happened to my friend? And so he goes to find him, and he finds Martin like on death's door because Martin is super sickly and like poorly and delicate. And he goes to take Martin to the doctor. He's like on death's door. The doctor's like, you need to take him to the countryside and like nurse him back to health. Basically, he can't be in London anymore. The air is like killing him. So he takes him to the countryside, nurses him back to health, and they're like living in this random cottage on land that's owned by Martin's family, but Martin's dad is dead now. But it's kind of complicated because his dad didn't leave anything to him because I don't know, he's so sickly and whatever. So anyway, they like it's just nice and sweet, and it's like very grumpy sunshine, which I feel like Cat Sebastian's great at. And Martin's like, I don't want to be dependent on you. And Will's like, I want to take care of you, like let me take care of you, and that like tension between them. And it's just really nice because they start off as friends, and Will starts off being like, I love you and like I'm dedicated to you, but then them falling into romantic love is just really nice to read because that love already exists there. So I had a really great time reading it. It was really good, and I highly recommend it. Okay, then I read, I'm gonna jump out of order, Heartstopper Volume 6. No notes.
Perfect.
I was trying not to cry.
I can't wait.
Was really trying not to weep in the air. So I was flying home. I saw it, and I was like, if I see Heartstopper in the airport, I will buy it. And I did see it, so I bought it. And then my flight got delayed like 6 times, so I was reading it, and I finished it waiting for my new flight. And it was great. I was trying not to cry in the airport. It was so sweet and such a great ending for them, and I loved everything about it. And I can't wait for you to read it.
I cannot wait to borrow your copy.
Yes, correct.
We see each other next week.
I also read I'll Have What He's Having by Adib Khorram, and I had read the second book in this series, which was It Had to Be Him, which I liked, and I like this one more, and so I really recommend reading this series. It follows please hold, David and Farzan, and David is like training to be a master sommelier. He is a wine guy, and Farzan is kind of like a little aimless in life, doesn't really know what he wants to do, but he gets broken up with, so he goes to dinner at the wine bar David's working at. And David thinks that he is like the food critic, and so he's like whining and dining him, and is like, here, take this on the house. And they have this like instant connection. They end up hooking up, and then Farzan finds out after they hook up that David thought he was this food critic, and he's like, no, I just gave this fake name because like Farzan is sometimes hard for people to pronounce, so I just give this fake name when I make reservations. Oh. And so then it's like a meet cute, but it's just nice because like Farzan's like aimless in life, like I said. He doesn't really know what he wants to do, and he feels like David's so driven, and David is like, I can't do anything serious because I want to be a master sommelier, and then I'm going to have to move away to like Chicago or LA or New York, like this one of these places where I can get this like big shot job. So it's just nice, like, yeah, what what's important in life. And, you know, it's cute.
Cute.
And I listened to the audiobook of that, and it was really nice because it's dual POV and it has 2 narrators, which I just always really like.
I love that. I like that.
Then I read a book you've talked about, which is Conversion Therapy Dropout. Yes, by Timothy Schrader Rodriguez. It was so good. I actually did cry on the plane reading this. I almost read the whole thing on my flight home and was crying at the scene where he goes to the Gay Christian Network conference, and there's a worship band made up of people who had been kicked out of their church as worship bands, and then he's taking communion and he's praying. He's like, "Thank you, God, for making me gay." I was like, I was crying my eyes out.
So beautiful.
Don't necessarily recommend reading on a plane.
On the flip side, I would say, like, when he was still going to the conversion therapy conferences.
Yeah.
Even like the times though in the evening, like when they would all get together.
Yes.
And they were like singing Britney Spears and stuff like that. They're like, even in those settings, they're like, we have to live as ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be an outlet to be gay.
Yeah. And it was nice because I thought there's something a little bit relatable in a different way about, he talks about like some of the happiest memories of his life were at these like really horrible, like terrible places where people were trying to make him into someone he wasn't. And I think that's just like, yeah, a thing to reconcile, but I liked how he portrayed it. Like you said, like he had these moments that were so fun and like made these very genuine, lifelong, in some cases, connections, even in the midst of places where people were trying to cause harm to him. So I thought it was really good. I agree with you if you're like someone who wants to be an ally or a person who is in church still, maybe trying to like make it welcoming or open to those conversations. I think it would be a good read. Okay.
Or even if you're on your own journey to being like, I've always been told my whole life that being gay is like sinful.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I'm wondering if that's really true.
Yeah.
I think this book would be really cool for you to read.
I totally agree. Because I think just reading someone.
He's not going to it doesn't give like a theological defense for being queer, but it is about the experience, the impact of a human being who wants to be a Christian and is a Christian, wants to follow Jesus.
Yes. And
the ways that's almost made impossible by the overarching evangelical church.
Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say. And also, I think this is like a very compelling, because I think there's a lot of people who are what he encountered in this book, which is like, okay, well, it's cool. Like, it's okay that you're gay. We don't really care. But it's not like, just maybe don't be open about it, or like, we're not going to be an affirming church, but like you can work here and we love you and we're so happy you're here. But like, we can't really say we're affirming, and how that's also harmful. I thought, I've never really read a version of, like, we all know, I think a lot of people know that being like openly homophobic is bad, and saying like gay people are going to hell is bad, but how there's something almost equally harmful, maybe sometimes even worse, about, like he talks at the end about being unclear and being unwilling to defend people or like take a stand. That's how that can be sometimes worse. So I liked that. Okay. Last book I read is Into the Blue by Emma Brody, which I also want to give you when you come here because I really selfishly want you to read it and I want to know what you think.
Okay.
The jury's out for me. But this book, also hard to explain without spoiling it, but it follows AJ, and AJ, so the very first scene is like present day ish. So you're in the future, and AJ and Noah are staging a play together. Unclear what they're staging or what's going on. And there's an understanding between them that like, when the show ends, we're done. We have a relationship, but when the show is over, it's over too. And let's like say goodbye. And you don't really know why or what or what's anything else. Then it flashes back to the year 2000. AJ is 17. She's about to be a senior in high school. She works at a Blockbuster, and she's very into this sci-fi show, to the point that she's like writing on fanfiction.net, like her own fan fiction about this sci-fi show that was made. It's like a campy cult classic sci-fi show where every episode was improvised. And
Okay.
one of the stars of that show lives in her town, and she has a grandson, and that is Noah. And one day Noah comes into the video store and wants to get a job, and there's like rumors about him. He's giving like Toby from Pretty Little Liars, where there's like rumors that he did something evil and awful, but like you don't know if it's really true. And she like doesn't like him at first, then they become friends. Then there's something more between them. That's in 2000. We're in the present day. Then you like jump to how we get to the present day moment where they're in this show together. It's about, I don't know, what is it about? There's like a lot of yearning. So I did like that. The writing is really interesting. It's heavy on like improvisation and the ways that like improvisation bleeds into real life, because like your scene partner is like your lifeline, and you have to like exist within the game that they set up, and how people do that in relationships too. Like they set up the conditions of the relationship and you have to operate within them. There's also other stuff that I want to talk about, but I don't want to spoil, so I really would like you to read it. But I think I liked the book. I really do think I liked the book. The writing was really good. Again, the yearning was insane. I love time jumps, so I love it. Like, I love how it set it up, and I'm like, okay, how are we going to get there to where they're in a relationship and then they're going to call it off at the end of this play? I don't understand why that's happening. And yeah, there's a lot that goes on in this book. I think I really liked it. It has really good reviews. I have some comments that I'll reserve for once you've read it. But
okay,
the experience was a journey that it took me on. It reminded me a lot of like One Day in December. Like, yeah, those kind of books where you're seeing two people kind of orbit each other through different phases of life and like coming together and moving apart and like coming back together.
I'll read it.
So I will give that to you when I see you soon. So those are the 5 books I've read recently.
Congrats. That's great. I aspire to be like you.
Thank you.
Actually, I have a book I read recently that I wanted to share, but I also want to ask you, I was thinking, because I'm coming to the East Coast, as you know, but as our listeners do not know, later or like in less than a week. And I'm thinking I need like a bingeable thriller to read on the plane.
Oh,
like
okay.
What's like something that's like a page turner. It doesn't have to be like the highest quality ever, but it's like I'm going to want to read it and could read it in like a sitting, maybe like 325 pages or less. So if you have any thoughts or ideas about that, I'm like, I need a really good plane read, something I can just push through in like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, I'm going to consider this.
Yeah, think on it.
And also, people can feel free to DM you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
if anyone has any
podcast.
ideas.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so the book that I read recently is Let Us Play, Winning the Battle for Gender Diverse Athletes by Harrison Brown and Rachel Brown. Is the name Harrison Brown familiar to you?
Yes. Harrison Brown was on Heated Rivalry.
A la Heated Rivalry.
Yes.
So Harrison Brown is a trans man athlete who played in the Professional Women's Hockey League before he transitioned. And Rachel Brown is his sister, who is an investigative journalist.
Oh, nice.
So I listened to the audiobook of this. Harrison is the one who narrates it. I think Rachel did a lot of help in like, here's how you write a book, like structure and like, there's a lot of investigative stories. It is not a memoir. I want to be clear about that. The beginning of the book, like the foreword, is Harrison's story. And it's told from like his point of view in like a memoir style. But the rest of the book is told in third person, like expository writing. And it's about basically making the case for gender diverse athletes. And I think this book is great for people who are like, yes, I don't think we should demonize like trans athletes, but you don't really know why, other than you're like, I think people being fulfilled in life is really, really important. And like, I think it's really important to include all kids in sports because you know those things, whatever. But like, you don't know how to have a conversation about hormone replacement therapy,
right? Or
the science behind testosterone-driven puberty, or real statistics about like success of trans athletes in different sports. This book educates on all of that, but using the stories of real life trans athletes. So it was really, really interesting. There's a lot of things I learned about testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, and what are like the real, like, quote unquote benefits or advantages of having gone in sport through having gone through a testosterone driven puberty. And the answer is it really varies widely. And I was kind of surprised to find out, I don't know all about science, but like most people who are taking estrogen as part of their like gender affirming care, within like 1 year or even sometimes less, there are like noticeable differences in their ability to like lift or train. And so there's kind of this myth that like if you went through a testosterone driven puberty, that you were automatically will be advantaged against gender people or people who went through an estrogen driven puberty. It was really, really interesting. And they kind of painted this alternative that I hadn't really considered, that like, what if we just didn't have gendered sports, but we had sports that were like in divisions based on skill level and competency. And especially in like youth sports, what if we didn't just automatically segregate it by gender and instead separate it by skill level? So anyway, very interesting. I would highly recommend. It's not super long. And you got to hear a little bit of Harrison's story, which is cool too.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Thank you. Circling back to your request, I'm going to recommend Unmissing by Minka Kent. Have you read this? I don't think you have.
No.
I really liked it. It's like a woman disappears and then returns like many years later. And like her husband had been accused of killing her or whatever. And then she comes back and the fallout and what happened to her are explored. So I would recommend that as a consideration.
Okay. Unmissing, Minka Kent. Why is that not coming up in my library? Minka Kent. Let's see. I don't have it.
Oh no.
It's okay. I'll find it somewhere.
Okay. That's my recommendation. But
okay.
Feel free to send you more. Wow, what a long episode for 3 chapters.
I know. I have a couple of bangers that I'm reading right now, but I want to wait till I fully finish them to share. So I'm excited for our next episode. I have in particular a memoir that I am so excited to tell you about for you to read.
Okay, I can't wait. And our next episode is our 100th episode.
Shut up! Oh my God.
So if you guys have any
are we going to spend our 100th episode talking about Modelland?
No, we can't do that. Unfortunately, we'll circle back. But
we will circle back if we circle back.
We're not doing our 100th episode on Modelland. So
okay, we have to think of something good.
If you have any good thoughts for us.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks for sticking through. Happy summer.
Peace, love.
TTYL. Lilas. Bye.
Bye.